trying to find where the next markets are going to be when it comes to all the changes that are happening. And one of them that we've always been pretty passionate about is the affordability of medical care is an issue. And a lot of it's inflated by third parties and things like that. So one of the things that I know that happens, and I deal with people every day, is there's no price transparency or anything when it comes to lab work. Now, and mainly I'm talking to the uninsured or the underinsured. And a lot of these new insurance policies that are coming out nowadays have a $10,000 or $12,000 deductible. And you know that if you're trying to buy insurance like mine's $7,000 and I'm relatively healthy, we'll never use our deductible. So it behooves us to try and find a good deal when it comes to getting medical services. So I sit down, we all work together with Quest and other companies to try to figure out if we could price out labs that would be reasonably priced and be somewhat profitable so we'd be able to deliver them to the community. And that's when we come up with personal lab services. And what we've done is we've got a direct consumer lab product, okay? And what it is any lab that you want, that you get an order from your doctor, or if you want a lab or you heard on TV that I need to check my PSA, whatever it is, you can come into here, you pay the money, and you get the lab. It's private, confidential. There's no funny business. You know how much you're getting when we do it. We don't even order it to you. We have it all streamlined, so you pay for it, you order it, you get it back. It's your lab, it's your report. And you can do whatever you want to with it. We do recommend if you have abnormalities that you go see a doctor so they can explain it to you. And that's what I do. That's my day job anyway. Is trying to help other people explain to them what the labs are. So some key things about this. Number one, you know what you're paying for and you know how much you're paying for. Number two, we have extensively looked over the internet and everything else and tried to find places that were cheaper than we are when it comes to buying labs. And we beat everybody's prices. And we make sure we do. Matter of fact, we change our prices if we find somebody online or somewhere else who does it cheaper. So we also offer some additional stuff like paternity testing, and we offer that to lawyers. We do drug testing for the DOT and for the jails, things like that. So we have a lot of services that we're offering the community. We're keeping it at cash. And the reason we're keeping it at cash is because you can keep everything affordable if it's based on cash. People can afford what we're doing if it's cash. Everything else is, you know, even people that come to my office to see me every day with insurance, I have no idea. I cannot tell them how much it's going to cost, how much they're going to pay, how much the insurance is going to pay. This just kind of clears the field with that. Now, the challenge with it is educating the community and getting people to actually looking and seeing what we're doing. And the more people that see it and they hear about it, they understand and they take advantage of it because it is much cheaper. If you buy, let's say just a CBC, a complete blood count, something that I do every day, all day on hundreds of patients, probably a week. If you're paying cash for it and you don't come here, you have no idea what you're going to pay for it. It can be anywhere from $30 to $300. If you get some of the panels we've got, it can be thousands of dollars. Which brings the next thing I did, I took and made some panels based on different disease processes that I see regularly that I think people would be interested in, like a celiac panel for people who are concerned about them having celiac disease, because that's a big thing now. I have vitamin panels. I even set up a panel, it's called the Advanced Preventive Care Panel, which is based on the same thing that the actuarials are relatively close. The actuarials use when they're trying to predict life insurance policies and your odds of dying. And so, so for a cash price, you can get a full lab profile that will tell you about it, and it's really made. I have it broken down to under 50 and over 50 because, you know, 50 is kind of when funny things start happening, a little bit more intense. But 40s is when you can see what's about to happen before you go to the 50s. So I've set these things up so you can get an idea. Of course, they're hard to interpret if you're not a physician, but we offer, I mean, that we tell people, if you get this, if you want it, the best thing to do is go to a physician and let them talk to you and tell you what you need to do. And of course, from my standpoint, I'm very passionate about that stuff, and I use that as a tool to try to guide people on how to get their health optimized, because we all know that when you hit 50s is you get some bumps, but the 60s is when you really got to pay attention to what's going on, or you'll end up with heart disease and cancers and things like that. So this helps prepare yourself for that. So that's personal lab services. We're actually, because we're cash-based, we're very flexible. Like if somebody wants something specific, we get it for them. And we have people who come in who have been online and found some kind of lab test that's out in the middle of nowhere. We'll actually contact that company, set up contracts with them, and so with the initial person, and then we advertise it to the rest of the people, because we figure if there's one person out there, there's more people want to use that. So that's personal lab services. I'm the medical director and part owner. Darren is the other half of it, and and then my wife is the corporate financial executive or something like that. In other words, she gets all the money. No, so anyway, if you have any questions about it, let you know. Now we're kind of embedded in here with Dosher Physical Therapy, and that's on. And that I'm gonna let Darren talk about, because he's got some great services and some other